everybody can see us. All our microphones are on. What a blessing. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to space. You made it. We are super, super excited to be here for Burn Bryte, Burning Daylight, episode 7, which means that after this, we have only 3 more episodes. I know, this is 7. It's been such a good time with this crew. I thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This is just, I was reflecting today on what a delight this journey has been. Just hanging out in Olaxis. So thank you all. Yes, but if you are new to the stream, hello, welcome. This is Burn Bryte. Burn Bryte is an awesome new RPG system that was made specifically for Roll20. So it's got a lot of good goodies on that virtual tabletop, and it's a science fantasy game set in the galaxy of Olaxis, a galaxy that is slowly being consumed by this burn phenomenon that nobody really knows what it is. It's very spooky. We're dealing with some of the people who think it's not so spooky right now. It's going to be a good time. But before we get into that, before we do a super great recap, since Jess wasn't here last time, let's go around the table and introduce who you are and who you'll be playing today. So let's go ahead and start things off.
Hey everybody, I'm Darcy Ross. My pronouns are she, her, and today I am playing Ola, my lovely Kithuk warrior and, just big hug of a person.
Mm-hmm.
And Ola has been investigating what's weird about Wanda, our ship.
Oh, yeah.
And turns out a lot, and Wanda keeps getting weirder, so we're going to probably see more of that today. That's me.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio, DM Jazzy Hands. My pronouns are he, him, and tonight I am playing Atash Telenast, our Zvoy corpse snatcher. No, recycler.
No. Recycler. That's
recycler.
Better.
That's better.
Composting.
Their pronouns are they, them, and they have recently acquired a new and exciting body, the body of a Jour, which is a plant creature, and they've been spending a lot of time getting to know the Jour both physically and hopefully today maybe a little bit more mentally and culturally and on other levels, and also fighting or tricking cultists. Who's to say?
I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, they, and I am playing Glue, a driftling whose pronouns are they, them, and who, more importantly, has an animal companion called a Blip, and their name is Raindrop, and they're the best.
Yeah, truly. We'll tell you all about everything Raindrop was up to last game.
I can't wait. And also Lou's very excited.
Hey, I'm Naseem, and I'm playing your Rornan, Vam Fam. Yeah. Starting my own little army.
Your little tiny army.
My little online army.
Your forum is becoming a faction just by the minute. And my name is Celeste Conowich. I'm going to be your game master, pronoun she, her. Welcome, everybody. Before our recap, I also want to tell you about Code 2040. So you can see above, we still have that Tiltify campaign going right now. So every time we hit $100 mark, we give away a copy of Burn Bryte. So you can win this fabulous game. We are currently only $50 away from running another one of these giveaways. So I'm desperately hoping we can make it there during this stream. Code 2040 is an amazing organization that works really hard to take down some of the barriers that Latinx and Black folks are facing in the tech industry. So it is a phenomenal organization. Please donate and enter a chance to win this fantastic game. Okay, that's the business. So let's get into our story business. What happened last time? Everybody tell me. Last time on Burning Daylight. Super fun. What happened?
Space ghosts. Okay.
Space ghosts.
So, we sort of left off the prior session with strange things happening in Wanda, and we opened last session with a plasma being shrieking out of Wanda's sort of accessibility portal and hits Lou with electricity. Raindrop is infuriated by this and extremely defensive, and it eventually disappeared, but we opened with sort of a ghost attack, and Atash bravely leapt in to help try to heal our dear friend.
Yeah, Atash in their new Jour body. Well, Atash first not in their new Jour body raced over to Lou to try and help Lou and realized that it was going to be difficult to help Lou without arms. So they raced back and inhabited the Jour body, Catalina's body, and took Lou to the healing bay. It was our first use of our healing bay on the ship. But since we weren't really entirely sure what had happened, we weren't entirely sure how the healing bay was going to work. And so we left them in there for a while, which was great. And they seemed stable, but we weren't really sure what exactly was happening. So when it became clear that they were safe but needed some time, we then transferred Lou to the cryo freezer, since it is currently empty of bodies. So yeah, that was the Lou saga.
Okay, and the Lou saga, and then what else happened?
Vam Fam was we had faith that Atash was taking care of Lou and everything was fine.
You did. You had quite a lot of faith that everything was okay.
I was like, oh, they've got it. And then just kind of stood there trying to make any sense of what we were seeing in front of us with this plasma ghost. And I think I saw Ola wake up from the MI space, and you mentioned what happened in there. And then I'm sure at some point I also said, I just saw a space ghost hovering above you.
Oh, also, yeah, and Ola learned some stuff too inside of MI space. What was going on there?
Yeah, well, we talked with Wanda about kind of, seeing the young girl, Clara, in there, and Wanda sort of confirmed that, this comports with the strange files that shouldn't be there, some strange experiences that she'd been having. And of course, it's not just maybe Clara and maybe ghosts and Wanda in there, but also the organic engine graft that we got from the Jour to help us speed our way toward the Inferna is taking quite nicely to the engines. And in MI space, where this is represented digitally, there were plants just sort of popping up all over Wanda's bar, sort of exasperated, but as they served their function, perhaps getting a little more beloved. Mm-hmm. So we have a sort of little jungle sort of taking over Wanda's bar.
MI space.
Yeah.
So we, with the help of this new plant engine that Wanda is so thrilled to have with her, we rushed our way towards Inferna, the system on the edge of the edge, right? The edge of the ghost belt, which is the sort of area of the galaxy that is currently closest to the burn. And apparently Inferna is quite close, even considering that it's in the ghost belt. So as we approached, we realized that we didn't have a plan. So we tried to make a plan, and we sort of kind of came up with a plan that involved maybe tricking cultists, or maybe getting Vam Fam's new follower army to help us. Ola found some plans for various stations, because this used to be an Eno station,
a Kithuk
right?
station.
A Kithuk station.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes way more sense than what I said. Used to be a Kithuk station, so Ola had access to some options of what the plans of what this station might look like, but we knew that we wouldn't be able to confirm, which variant it was until we were well within at least comms range, if not, blaster range.
Yeah. And what was the final moment? Because you all made it to the Inferno.
We did.
And you were drifting closer, and you had seen the space station outlined by the burn, which is right there. And you got a call
from Oppo.
Oh yeah. And how did that go? What was that all about?
It was a little intimidating, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel welcome.
No. Atesh used Cotyledon's voice and tried to convince them that we were there to be a part of the cult, and they seem to well, in addition to sort of maybe possibly seeing right through me, they didn't seem entirely surprised that we had arrived. So they invited us in. We have an escort, which is not great. But they invited us in to chat.
Yeah. Great.
They pretty much said outright that they didn't believe. They're like, okay, we'll see about that when you come in.
Okay. Yes. And so that is where we are picking up today. You are all currently still on board your ship, Wanda. You had just gotten Lou out of cryostasis, so I imagine, Lou, you're probably dusting yourself off, getting back, kind of going through that time lapse of the day or so there that you were on ice. And you can all see in front of you, yes, this view screen of this sort of U-shaped station that is floating out here at the very, very outer edges of Olaxis once again. And it's that weird silhouette where you see the flickering orange and scarlets and yellows that comprise the energy wall that is the burn that just stretches on seemingly into infinite distance, throws everything in that stark shadow. And on both sides of your ship and a little bit behind and atop, these other 3 ships that had come out from the Inferna to escort you and just, to welcome you onto the ship are currently, you can hear their engines thrumming, on all sides of you as you're being pushed towards the central doors, so that an airlock that you see at the very central point of the U here. Oppo had hung up the conversation and said that basically it was so interesting that such intrepid adventurers had made it all the way out here, and she couldn't wait to meet you.
Mm-hmm. So ominous.
So we are floating towards this, towards the space station right now. And I think a few things have probably happened at this moment. So Ola, during this conversation, you had been basically searching the banks of these plans that all of these Cthulhu had, volunteered and sent you to try and match up the station that you think this is. And now that you can see this kind of U-shaped station here, you are pretty sure which one this is here. So you are like 90% sure that you are holding a set of plans in your hands right now that give you the outline of the ship. So I'm gonna do a fun transition. Here we go. Show you all the map. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's so fun. Here we go. Boop. Oh, we made it. Wow. So all of you, on the main screen here, I have an unlabeled map of the space station. So we can check out, this is the general set of plans that you have here. So for context, right now, you are coming out from this kind of north upper direction here. And it looks like they are taking you towards this central airlock right here on the ship. So you do see that on the other sides of the U's, there are a couple other airlocks, but this one over here on the right seems to have a big force field over it. And then this one also has a closed gate. So that's happening. You all probably have maybe 10 minutes before you get, at this docking point. So what's happening? Are you all doing anything? What's those last minutes?
After being caught up on what happened while they were asleep, Lou is just desperately trying to memorize as much of the layout as they can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we don't have any cultist robes that we've stolen during our last dungeon delve, so we can't.
I guess Lou has a bunch of scarves and stuff. That's their entire bedroom is just random bits of fabric. Can Lou just it wouldn't make a difference. They know we're not cultists. But
yeah,
I guess just
true.
Grab a couple of scarves that are the right color and just be
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You did see that when Oppo called you, it was like kind of a holograph of her whole form. And you have heard before that she's an Olran, but you couldn't see that because she was wearing this like whole red ensemble that had this very deep hood and this kind of white, almost bone-like mask covering her face. So, I mean, theoretically, you could probably put something together if, in a pinch. But, they do seem to know that you all are coming and are looking forward to it very much. So,
I do know what I'll do.
Yes.
One thing that I will do is because I forgot that I had bought this particular weapon. So my pocket pistol is perfect for concealing. Has the concealable trait, and I don't remember specifically what that is or if I have to roll for it, but that's a thing that it has.
I think it probably means you can just hide it somewhere on your body. So I don't know. Do you want to like grow a vine around it or stick it in a flower? Where are you putting it on your shirt?
Weapons.
Body?
Weapons with the concealable quality can be hidden on your person with a successful complexity 2 skullduggery skill roll. Also, if we have 10 minutes though, how could I not hide it?
Let's just roll one for funsies.
Yeah, why not? You know what? I'm into it. I want to roll some
body.
dice. Let's do it. Also, my skullduggery is not garbage, so that's fine.
We got to start this game. Let's roll something.
That's right. Watch, y'all. I'm gonna roll 2 5s. Here we go. I did not.
Oh,
roll
you're
2 5s.
fine.
Great.
You're fine. Okay, where are you concealing this weapon?
So I think it's literally in the tangle of vines that make up my right arm. I think they sort of like open up and I just put it in there and then they close up around it again.
Yeah. So one arm looks a little bit buffer than the other, but who are they to know?
That's right. They don't know what Azure is supposed to be like.
I don't know. Perfect. So you hide that weapon. Any other plans? And also, Vam, what are you doing with Kazda?
I would like to think we are still together and maybe use him or them as the way to split up and check out 2 different areas at once, if need be, or distract some other people.
Mm-hmm. Kazda will express the concern to you that they are not a fighter. They are a scientist, so they may not be the most useful in a combat situation if it comes down to that, but they are certainly willing to try.
Well, given that we were pretty much escorted down here, is it possible for me to just leave them on the ship and just be ready if we need to have a getaway?
Perhaps it would be wise if I could hide somewhere on board the ship. Maybe be sort of a getaway driver.
Yes, absolutely. Please do so. And obviously the ship is your home. Make yourself comfortable. Any nook and cranny you can get into, that's yours, my friend.
Ah, excellent. And they begin sort of walking around, tapping walls to listen for hollow spaces. Do you have a favorite hiding spot in particular that you would recommend?
I personally enjoy hanging out closer to the thrusters. I believe that they carry the most warmth and they stay warm for a very long time. It's very cozy.
Ah, excellent. Then I shall make my way over there.
See you soon, my friend. Keep them hot.
I shall. And they, disperse and begin crawling into the panels and up in only a way that a Rornan could do. Okay.
Well, then I believe I'm on my own, and I'll also conceal a weapon.
Ooh.
My charged pistol, to be specific.
I guess, does that mean you just keep a bug heart?
Yeah, basically I'm carrying
my
weapons. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
It could be I just shoot directly from my chest.
Pew!
Cool. Iron Man, like that.
Anything Ola is doing in particular?
Yeah, I think Ola would like to gather the extended Vam Fam, as I'm starting to believe in us, part of your great network. And I want us to look at that map, and I would love to find, I would love to, we were thinking about where, would this place have an MI? Is it mobile or is it stationary? And if so, where would we sort of access it? And then we were thinking about trying to knock out some power or find kind of weaknesses. Do I have time to like scope that out for us and at least point it out in our journey?
Why don't you give me, so you do have like the bare bones of this station. So kind of with your knowledge on what you've experienced, you don't have very long to put this together, but let's go ahead and I'll call this maybe like a complexity 3 to kind of look at the map right now and maybe get some quick answers. So what kind of skill would you like to use to kind of analyze this, the technical situation here?
Yeah, great question. I'm thinking about, I'm not great for this. So let's just try perception and see where it takes us. Okay. Does that pass?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Absolutely.
I did not think that was going to work.
So you would know that stations, especially of like this kind of size, probably there isn't going to be an MI that you're working with here. But it is likely that, especially like this larger bay that you see kind of in the top right section, there are probably several ships that are docked there that each might have an MI installed in them, because you did see a bunch of those. You remember that little VIP cruiser ship that you kind of fought around the first time. There are probably several of those stationed in, you would guess, in that room here. So there's probably a significant amount of power and resources going there. If you wanted to work with an MI. Also, these stations tend to be pretty well powered in terms of like disbursement. So like if one section is damaged, another section can still function. But usually there is like one kind of central control room that if you could get to, you would probably be able to manipulate the general lights and everything across the ship. You do also know that usually these places have pretty good security. So that might be something you have to deal with here. You would know that usually probably looking at this little space up here, these are going to be like your quarters and your kind of storage area. And then usually these big central spaces are like the training rooms. So you would know that these big spaces might be the place where they're housing. If it's a lot of people they've crammed in here, that might be a good spot. But that's kind of what you get from a general sweep of the place.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to point this out to the team and ask. So we go along with Oppo and wait for the VamFam defenders. Just look for an opportunity where we find it to either stop their operation or help people get out. Any other thoughts? I think we can drop the act.
How many of us did Oppo see when they called in?
Only 1 or 2, right?
I think we just had Atash on the call. I know there was some discussion about it. It was either Atash and Vam.
I think it was Atash and Vam, and Vam was just very close.
Yeah,
to the
I was
turret,
just kind of like standing by,
looking intimidating.
That's right.
So they know someone is coming, but they don't necessarily know how many of us are on the ship, right?
True.
So maybe we shouldn't all go out, or we should try to figure out how some of us can sort of like sneak behind. I don't know if that would even be possible with the amount of security, because we don't know exactly what their numbers are. But it's possible we'd be able to follow, like Ola and I could possibly follow behind, since Oppo only knows about you two. I don't know. What do you think? Would you rather stay together?
We could be searching on our way towards wherever the main control room would be, and the two of you can venture off and try to find where they are keeping these hostages.
And I'll try and keep everyone's attention as best I can. I was the one that they spoke to earlier anyway. By the way, this is my new voice, Lou. This is what Catalina sounds like.
This blessing.
I like it.
I love it.
Sort of an understated Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh.
I'm actually really channeling Roz from Monsters Inc.
Oh, I do hear that.
Which is the voice I wanted for regular Atash until I saw their cute little like buck tooth, and then I was like, no, I have to have a list.
Not this precious angel.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. So I guess we'll try that then. Try to like if we can go unnoticed, but we'll also have to be kind of casual about it, because if they see us right away, we kind of have to not be like, Oh, us? No. We're here too, like a normal, casual thing.
We can burn casual. I have faith in us. We can do this.
We got this. Excellent. So, as you are kind of coming to the end of this conversation, you do hear, Wanda says over the speakers, "Well, we're about to bump up against that big ugly door, so I guess stand by."
Oh, real quick, do we have any sort of like communicator devices that we don't have to like talk into? Just like in-ear stuff that stays on?
I don't think, unless you have something in your equipment, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have a communication badge. Does anyone else?
So communication.
Oh, that's just to talk to Wanda.
Oh, that's a
right?
translation device.
Oh, it's,
Never
or
mind.
a translation device. So you can speak
Okay.
to the MI, but you have to, verbally speak, and then it
Like
translates. for
touching
you.
your badge to another, you can. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
So
think we have earbuds.
But those also give us contact to one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that
Looks
we have
like
to like tap
Verbalize
it or
it.
like activate it or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we could get something like that we would just always be aware of one another without anyone else knowing, but I don't think we can do that.
Unfortunately not.
We'll have to be very quiet.
Yeah.
Shh.
But now we'll know. We got to upgrade our comms badges before
Yeah.
our next,
Ah,
put it on
infiltration
the
of a
to-do
major
list.
cult.
Pay out.
Well, I feel like the other option is, and Vam, like, feel free to turn this down. Could you just like send a single bug with each of us and like talk through it to all of us? Does that work?
It can. It does get a little bit stressful for the solo VAMs to be venturing on their own. But if you don't mind a small cluster, that might work better.
I can take a small cluster. Yeah, it could look like a scarf or something, like if they hang all together.
Super cool.
Or like hair.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say they should hide in their hair.
Pompadour.
Yes, I
Yeah.
accept.
Oh, yes. Oh,
All right,
good.
then about I'd say 15 of them start
So many.
I know, because they're like
We don't-
inch-long bugs, so they're not like insignificant for
Yeah,
normal
and we don't-
people sizes.
yeah, we like fly off of our master clump and just start making our way into your little perm, your perm mohawk.
Oh, good.
Love it.
Oh, good. Excellent. Anything else? Because you hear the ceiling sounds right now coming up as like the entry doors, the airlock is connecting to Wanda. Nope. Okay. And with that, Wanda sort of makes like a uncomfortable sound, and then like the drawbridge like back door kind of jumps open, and you get that like popping sound as like the suction applies, and you can see now that Wanda's door has opened up into this small, it's basically just like a white cube of a room that you can see here that there is another airlock door on the other side. So as soon as you enter the room proper, this one will seal and then allow you entry onto the other ship. But there are no people. There's really nothing in this room.
Well, they know I'm coming, so I will step out first and into this this in between, this foyer, this airlock.
Mhm. And I will say, Atash, probably as you step in the room, it's not too difficult to see that up in the corner there is definitely a security camera that is looking down
Yeah.
on the room.
Yeah. So just the one, though?
That you can see, yes.
Sure. And does it, as I move and start to walk across the room, does it follow me, or does it look like it's high enough up that it's just got advantage of the whole room at once?
I think it's creepier if it's following you, so it's
I
doing that.
wholeheartedly agree. I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
It's making that little like
Oh,
that whirring
God.
sound, as it's swiveling, like so someone is clearly on the other side tracking your
Oh,
movements.
thanks, I hate it.
You did it.
Uh,
by
I
suggesting
did. You're
it.
right. It's
This
entirely
is the power
my fault.
of role playing.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll head in and walk towards the other door. Vam, are you coming with me, or is most of you coming with me?
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
Okay, sorry,
follow
I'm so
close
sorry.
behind.
That was terribly timed.
I resume. Yeah, sorry, I was drinking.
My bad.
I resume my bodyguard stance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We stiffen up, become a little bit more rectangular.
Mm-hmm. And you, with that, you hear sort of like a pre-recorded voice go, "Step away from your ship. Exit fully from your ship. Step into the room so we may seal the doors. Warning, if you are caught in the doors, there may be damage or injury. We are not responsible for any damage or injury that may occur. Please step into the room."
Looking at the door as we pass under it.
So the other door is totally sealed right now. So you all both like kind of
Right.
step up to it. So you know it won't open until your ship is off and then the seal is broken.
Right. I'm going very slowly because I just don't know how Lou and
Yeah.
Ola are going to get in.
New plan. We
We-
break away at a convenient
Okay.
moment.
I was gonna
think
say,
we
like,
can't get through the
If the
airlock
camera
otherwise.
is still on them, can we try to
Uh-huh.
like get out? It would. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to make this work really.
The problem is that like there's always going to be a closed door, and so I don't know how to get
Yeah.
you through
Yeah,
here.
airlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the other option would be
Space.
just then to see if there's like a way that Raindrop
Wait.
could like short it out from the other side or something. We're playing a
Ooh,
dangerous
fun.
game with that, especially where airlocks are concerned.
Yeah, and it's got to
So-
be quick and bless Raindrop. They are a bit of a chaos creature. Yeah.
In an
have-
attempt to
Oh, I have a wild idea.
Ooh.
Because I can swarm, and that means I can occupy the same space as another creature. What if I just like swarmed around both of you and pretended
Oh
like
my
I was a
God.
Like the
massive
biggest
Ronan?
in the world.
It was like a
is
really
so
wide
cool.
one.
I would
You
say you
concealed
could
them.
do that for one if you roll a skill, but I wouldn't let you do two. But I think you could maybe get away with one. And I will say this is going to be hard to do. So this is going to be maybe a complexity 4 to see if you can hide someone inside your body, like under observation, like that. So
Wow,
if we want to give it a shot, we can definitely do it.
I totally want to give it a shot because I mean,
Yeah.
the alternative
in
is
you.
I can't do it.
Right.
But I don't know what die to use, what skill to use.
Yeah, what kind of
big
skill? I
one.
mean,
Power, maybe? I'd like to use power because I am trying to hold myself together around another being. And even
okay.
that just takes a lot of
Brute
effort.
strength.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it. It's really engaging your core because you're putting someone in
Yeah.
your core.
Speak.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I will buy power, but so complexity 4. Who are you putting in your body?
Yeah.
Whoever's smaller.
Well,
I guess that wouldn't
I
matter if I'm
guess-
just rolling for
well,
it.
between Lou and Ola's pretty large, right? And you
I'm
have
very stocky.
you have extra legs and stuff too.
Yeah.
What's Lou like in terms of size? You're sort of tall, but not really broad,
I
right?
definitely was imagining Lou is tall and probably not as bulky as Ola. But they did over the past week of traveling. I don't remember if this came out before. They started to grow another set of arms.
Oh yeah, to
Um,
imitate. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely some. I feel like there's size either way. But if it comes down to it, Lou might say like, "Oh, Ola, you should do it because I have Raindrop. Like we might be able to figure something out with that." And I think if anyone's gonna be able to, out of the two of us, if someone's gonna be able to like get to a place to like deactivate something with power and actually do that effectively, it'd probably be you. Whereas I would probably just like try to smash it a bunch. You might be like,
Give it the old wrench method.
yeah,
Yeah.
We know our roles.
We
yeah. I know what I'm about.
That's right.
Let's suit up. That sounds good.
All right, complexity 4, Vam, to hide this Kithuk warrior.
I'm gonna tuck some of my my sort of back legs sort of in. I'm gonna try to make myself real small for you.
Yeah, yep.
I'm trying to move bugs. Oh!
Whoa! Oh my God! What?
Yes.
Hot dang.
I think the combo of you looks so frightening right now.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great.
Yeah, so you swarm. Ola, You tell me, what does this feel like?
I think it feels unexpectedly soft.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
vibrations, all the strength that each individual Vamling is bringing to this is immense, right? This is a huge feat, and so they're all keeping vibrating, but in really, really kind of like narrow bands, and so it just feels like soft brushes of velvet, really nice, like lovely.
Oh, it's
That's my guess.
Bug wrapped in another bug in a blanket of bugs. All right.
Aw.
So
Now I just gotta inhabit their corpses, and it'll be all the
and
bugs
then it'll
together.
be wow, the trio.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's the turducken of bugs.
Oh my gosh.
There we are. There we are. This is the quality content you can expect from both me as a dungeon master and or as a game master and Roll20. So, just here we go. Yes, turducken of bugs moves into the center of this room here. So you have successfully hidden Ola within your depths. And as you all step off of that platform, you do hear like a sharp kind of alarm sound, and some red lights, like LEDs, highlight the corners of the room here as you see that this seal comes back down and begins to, like, this kind of rubber thing retracts from Wanda here, and this gate comes down, and you get that last glimpse of like Wanda having to pull away, and then those ships on either side of her begin to escort her. Probably it looks like towards that bigger bay that you saw on the right side of the ship here, to park, if you will. So you hear that slide down sound as you are sealed completely for a moment, with no doors, no anything open here. And you hear like a blowing sound in the room as maybe the chamber is being like decompressed or filled with air or something. And then there's that unlock, that unseal, as the gate in front of you opens up here. And immediately you can see that the room in front of you opens up into this very large, almost kind of the size of a gymnasium, which is, Ola, something you would be very familiar with. This was probably where recruits did like their main drills and exercises. So this big room opens up, and you can see that that room is illuminated with really bright kind of white light. And coming from that room too, you hear like the sounds of scratching or scrabbling, maybe from these two little compartments on either side of the room. But that's all you can kind of see as these bright lights like come up. So you step into the room. Cool.
Yes, I'll continue to be in the front and step through as soon as it opens up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you move through, and once you cross that threshold, again, that little alarm sound comes off, and please exit the doors, please exit the door, and this seal gets brought down. So you are officially now stuck in this room. And as you kind of, acclimatize yourself to this bright, harsh light, you can see that on either side of you, there are these kind of boxy, smaller rooms, and they actually have these glass panels inset in them. And you can see that moving around in each of these rooms is a very bizarre creature that almost looks like it's just made of like light and plasma, and it tends to shift and change, and its form doesn't seem stable, and it seems to be the source of these like growling, barking, scratching sounds, but it's very odd as these creatures, which are clearly trapped in these rooms on either side of you, are freaking out. And further on into this room, you can see that, again, the gymnasium. In the very, very center of it, there appears to be like a pit. There's maybe like an empty kind of swimming pool. And on the very, very far side of it, kind of raised up, you can see that there is another long panel of these glass windows. Like that's an observation deck that looks down on this room. And standing in that observation deck, you can see that there are figures dressed in a variety of colors of these robes. One in particular in these bright red robes, you can make out even from this distance here. And as you kind of focus in on the others, it also looks like they're holding equipment of some kind, and it almost looks like video cameras that they have like pointed down onto this space. And just behind them, you can see faces of many people who have been crammed onto this like set of bleachers in this observation deck right behind them. And so as you step forward into this room, you hear like a little click, and a voice comes to you over the loudspeakers. Welcome, adventurers, to the Inferna. Like I said before, it is a delight to have you here on my station, and I must thank you, for you coming out here will further our ends. It is time that Olaxis sees the power of Gulmak and sees that it is hopeless to stand against us. So, brave heroes, are you ready to fight? The loudspeaker clicks off, and Oppo seems to be waiting for a response.
Oh, I thought that we had mentioned we came to talk and not fight specifically. I feel like that was a thing that, was mentioned.
I grow so tired.
They don't keep their promises.
Oh, yeah. Beep. The time for talking is done. You are
But
being...
it only just started.
And she laughs and says, all of Olaxis is watching you. This is being streamed live to every planet, every home. And we here of the
my
Daylight
God, is my lighting
Cult-
okay? I just...
Oh my God, I didn't... I
Hold
was
on a
not...
second, I'm using the bad camera. Hold on.
We have here beasts that were born of the burn of our Lord Gulmak, and they are a symbol of his power. So watch, Olaxis. Watch our power in action. And join us, for we are your only salvation.
There is no salvation in the bird. You prepare to face justice.
Okay.
Okay. And you hear the click once again of the microphone as it goes off, and you hear gates being raised from those small doors on either sides that are containing these creatures. And let's go ahead and pull up some maps.
Oof.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we are. It's a trap.
Oh.
Such trap.
Oh, such trap. Okay. So, as you are looking at this map here, so this is the airlock door just at the very, very top here that is sealed behind you. Actually, you all stepped in here. So this little square room here is sealed off, and then these doors on either side are the doors that are opening up, and these large creatures are coming at you. So looking once again at the confines here of this room, this is the big gymnasium in front of you. You can see that there are doors that lead out of this room on both sides here. They do appear to be shut. And Ola, you would guess that they are probably locked as well, but you could probably hack through those or override those in a pinch. And then up here, this is the observation deck area. So this is raised, like up on an upper story here. And then you can, of course, see all of these people who are packed into these bleachers, who you can probably safely assume are some of the folks who were stolen from Ozobny, now your unwitting audience. So, let me just pull up some stuff here. Let me just look at some monsters.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, you ready?
This is why we bank Nova points, friends.
Oh yeah. Ooh, everybody. Ooh, let's just get that close-up art here. Let me just. Ooh. Oh, this box is so big.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know what I also learned? If you, Celeste, if you click on their token and hit Shift Z, it'll show us that art in a really cool little tokeny way, like highlighted tokeny way.
Fun.
Fun.
Yeah, like that.
Fun. Wow, look at these bad boys. So as you're looking at these creatures, they do stay vaguely like tiger shaped, but they definitely change between being bipedal or not really having legs, or like kind of move and shift, much like the burn itself does, that sort of erratic twisting that you have seen in the distance. So here we go. Let me pop this out. Okay. Oh, let me look at my attacks. This is fun. Ooh. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move into phase 1 of combat here. So both of my my laser beasts, they are going to move out of the room, and they right now are just going to go for the closest person here. So let's say laser beast over here in the right chamber is going to come after Vam, not realizing it is the Vam Ola combo. And then the laser beast on the left here is just going to come in for Lou on the side. So
And these are the doors that that we were okay.
Yeah. So that is phase 1. I've declared my enemy's action. So we go ahead and move to all of you. Please plan your turn. Let me know what's going on, and there you are.
Can you tell us about the doors again? How big are they? How do they? Are they? What's happening there?
Sure. So I'll say that all of these doors mostly are just like kind of gates that come in and out or slide up and down. You can see that by every door there is a control panel there that is presumably where you lock it, maybe where you also do light switches and functions for the room. So you do see that covered panel by each of those doors. The doors are relatively wide, I guess, so you could, like 2 people could walk through them at the same time, and all the doors seem to be pretty standard. So let's say let's see, because Peacecraft, so maybe they're like 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide squares, just to make life easy.
And they're both currently open?
These 2 doors, yes, where the laser beasts are coming out of, are currently open.
Okay. Is it worth trying to close them?
Shh, goodbye.
Goodbye. How about no? Thank you.
I think so.
I mean, yeah, at the very least, that we can try to deal with just one at a time.
Sure.
could we get that good initiative tracker up, or am I just not seeing it?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Because I know what I'm going to do, and that is encourage us all to work together. I'm going to spend a Nova point and get some advantage from all of you.
Ooh.
So we're going to have 3 advantage
Hey,
in our pool, ready for danger.
Let me add my collapse points. The most
Vam,
important
is there a way that, like, how do we inspire people to work together while you're sort of covering me? And we can also step out of each other, but I feel like it would be cooler if somehow we both did it.
sure. Well, combined and conjoined the way we are, I think we have quite a presence as well. Are we thinking a speech or
speech?
Or like a cool move with my staff? I don't know. Maybe we inspire with some motion. What are you feeling?
Ooh, a dance?
A dance.
A fight
Oh, yeah.
dance?
A very like gem dance. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fusion.
Cool.
I have a question. Does the room that all those people, the newcomers and Oppo are watching in the viewing gallery, does that also look like the control room, or it's just like a little audience?
Yeah, you would guess that probably isn't the control room. All the equipment and everything they have set up, so the videos and the microphones and the streaming stuff, it looks like they probably brought it in there and built a temporary studio. So you would assume that the control room is somewhere else on the ship.
Okay. I see.
Okay. Sorry, one more time. How many advantage points do you get?
1 for each ally I can see. I'm assuming Vampam's
Whoa.
giving me some amount of sight, so
Yes. 3. Okay, so 3. Wow. That's nice.
And then we will get a 4th because when an ally I can see activates a noble ability, we gain 1 advantage.
Oh
Heck
my
yeah.
gosh. You all.
we're broken. It's beautiful.
Synergy.
Synergy. Not broken. Synergy.
That's right. All right. Well, do we want to try and keep these doors shut? At least close one of these doors.
To
Okay.
lock them
Absolutely.
in.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
try and lock them in there and buy us a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Would it? Because the reason I asked go out of the control room is because another wild idea, which I doubt is possible from where we are, we could hack the control panels that are connected
Mm.
and lock ourselves into one of the little mini chambers, open up the
Oh,
airlock,
interesting.
and like get those laser beasts sucked out into space.
Oh,
That's a
shit.
really cool idea.
I love that idea a whole lot.
But is that possible from these control
don't know.
panels?
I mean, there's probably some sort of like failsafe on the airlocks that you would need in the event that like a control room malfunctioned in some way, or if someone was
Yeah.
like trapped in the airlock, there would need to be some sort of failsafe. I would imagine it would be the case that like with the right roll, there would have to be the ability to do that from any airlock, right, Celeste?
I guess you'll have
right.
to try.
Like I'm
I'm-
picturing Aliens, where you know
Yeah.
Ripley hits the airlock button
Oh
from
yeah,
like
blast,
where the
blast
airlock
it out
is.
into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Here's what I can do. Because my computers are a little better with the Jure body, because I can use the Jure's mental dice, which are d6s. And my computers is normally garbage. But I can come over, let's say to this one, just because I'm a little closer to it, and examine the thing. I can do an action to just try and like figure out what this panel can do. And then if we can do the airlock thing, we can work on that. And if not, I can at least try and manipulate this control panel to keep this, or to shut this right door. How's that sound? Okay. All right. So that's
Please
mine.
do.
Okay.
And I can kind of do the same thing on the other side, especially because if I can get the door to close, I can first toss a grenade inside and then shut the door.
Yes. Grenade.
Whoa.
I was thinking those grenades might be useful for opening up the other doors, but
Oh, that's a good point too.
I feel bad for these creatures. But you might be right. The
Well,
creatures are
if
probably
Luke
going
can
to attack
phase
us.
through those walls with raindrop, maybe you could just end up on the other side and open the doors from there. But I don't know. That's thinking ahead.
Oh, raindrop.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Anyway, great.
I do think like the first plan is to try to keep them in these rooms, and then if
Mhm.
that fails, we'll work on getting them out the airlock.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So, Ola, for our big combo move, how about we thrust to the other one that is coming out, and I like swing you into the air so that with your laser sword, you bring the hammer down.
That sounds amazing. So this is for when they step out, we sort of come at them.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, I'm ready. We're
Okay.
holding that action. We're gonna do
All
it
right.
together.
All
It's
right,
gonna be
so
great.
what
Like one
is-
of those crazy ice skater moves where the dude throws the lady
Yeah.
into the
I
air.
love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the order that we are going in, team?
Your team first.
Yeah, unless Ola, can you inspire us first so that Lou and I?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have already inspired you, or
Oh,
it
great.
doesn't require an action. We'll just sort of narrate it, but we have the
Oh,
advantage.
cool. Okay.
As we're all moving in time, you can already see something ridiculous is happening with Fam and Ola.
I love it. All right, Lou, you want to go? You want to go first? You want me to go first then?
You can go first so that you can
Okay.
yell back how the things work.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I have Atash, I have Lou, and then Vam, Ola, Vam. Any preference?
I guess me,
I guess Vam.
we first, because we are doing the thrusting, the
toss.
tossing.
Got it. All right. Thrust. Sweet. Okay, so then we're starting things off. Atash, take it
All
away.
right, so it looks like I've got just enough movement to get right next to this door.
Uh-huh.
So I'll do that, and then I will just, beep, boop, boop, try and figure out what,
boop,
first of all, what the capabilities of this thing are. If it really is just, light switches and this door command, or if there's more to it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and, well, yeah, it's combat. So first action, complexity 2. What kind of skill? You just
Alright.
give me computers?
I think we'll go with computers for this one, yeah. Keep it simple.
Let me
Oh,
just,
wait, I should have the
while
chat
you're
up so that I
doing
can see.
Chat gets to see all my sneaky things as I'm looking at.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. in the
So I got
meantime.
popping
All
up so no one
right.
can read it. It's fine. Ha. It's a secret. Okay, pass. Great. All right. So you flip open this panel here. Uh-huh. Okay. Got it. All right. So as you're looking at this panel, just kind of assessing, what's going on here. You can tell that the panels are pretty limited in their control. So if you were to override the panel, you could open or close these doors. You could turn off the lights of the room beyond them. You can kind of adjust the thermostat, not to extreme levels, but you could be like, I want it to be a little bit colder. So as you were looking at, but you do not think that you would be able to hack into some kind of larger system just from the limited capabilities of this panel, but you could certainly control what's going on in this room in particular.
Okay. All right, Lou, we just got to keep him in there. All right. That's all I got. Okay. So then I definitely want to close and lock. Well, yeah, let's close the door first, I think.
Okay. All right. So to go ahead and close the door, that's going to be complexity 3, your second action.
Yeah.
What are you using to override the safety controls? You do also see here that there is like a keypad on each of these doors. So, presumably somebody knows the code, but you are just having to, do the workaround to
Sure.
it.
And I just realized I rolled the wrong die on the last one. It's fine because it was a pass. So I didn't use Cotyledon's knowledge to figure out the panel, but I'm going to use it to use it.
Oh, okay.
I guess on this one, let's go. I mean, honestly, I think it's still computers, and I'm kind of okay with it, except I'll use Cotyledon's computer, so I'll use a D6 this time. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay. I don't know how to roll a modified die, so I can just roll manually, I guess.
So is it modified because you get to increase the size?
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because I get to use, so one of my special abilities is Brain Bond, and I can use the body's mental skill dice instead of my own.
Oh.
And I think, if I remember correctly, the Jour mental dice are D6s.
Okay, so you could just do /roll.
I'll just do them. Yeah, 3d6. Here we go. That is it.
There
3,
you
5,
go.
and 6.
You did it. So you're like, oh no, like blah, 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 0, 0, 0, and you override it and make it very confused. And you hear that like shoo sound as the door slides down. And I think in real time as this is happening, the door sliding down, and this thing is like coming right towards you, and you hear like a snapping as it closes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gods no. My burn! Oh my burn! Oh my burn! Oh my burn!
My burn! Oh boy, it's burning. So you managed to close the door on this chamber here,
right,
and
excellent.
You can hear this beast moving around on the other side furiously.
Great. Yes, you can be all the mad you want in there. I do want to do one other thing because I don't know how long we're going to manage to stay out of things trying to kill us. So I'm going to, once I've done this, like I'm feeling confident, I'm loving this new body and its brain. So I'm going to, with a flourish, I'm going to reach into my bag and try and shove a power cell into my personal shield generator because I really don't want to lose this body. So I'm going to grab a power cell and just try and like very, very, very slickly stick it into my personal shield generator.
Okay.
I would love to use Suave, but this is not social, so it's going to be a physical one. I think I can probably go with Skullduggery.
Sure, doing this on the fly, getting...
Yeah. You know what? Actually, let's say rather than doing it fancily, I'm just trying to do it real slyly so that they don't know that I am protected, and I'll use stealth. We'll do that.
I mean, all of Olaxis is watching you, so you don't want to, look like a
I don't want to look
I keep
afraid.
Forgetting that.
Exactly. Yeah,
you are
so
being live streamed. Weird. It's so meta. The whole world is watching. Wow.
All right. So. Oh no! Oh my god!
No,
that was a really bad.
That was a
fail.
really bad fail. Do I want a collapse point?
I think I. Yeah, I don't want to use up 2 of our. I shouldn't. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to use up 2 of our advantages already, though.
Yeah, 4. Up to you.
mean, it is early days. Do we want to give her a collapse point already?
That's up to you, Atash. I believe in you.
Don't do that to me.
I mean, she's gonna get more, so it's not like we're really avoiding it that hard.
That's true. That's true. All right, we should let's hang on to these advantages for now. So go ahead and take your
I will.
point, or just your bad news, whatever it is you're gonna do to me.
I'm gonna take my collapse point because
Okay.
I
All right.
have
Fair enough.
plans. Because you ruined my first attack, so I gotta get mine.
Chat really wanted me to use the advantages.
No
I'm
chat.
like a
They'll
second
come.
level.
It's in
I'm like
my
a second
court
level
now.
wizard with his spell slots. I'm like, oh, I gotta
Yeah, like,
save
oh,
them.
should I do it? Should I do it? No. Haha! No, this is better this way for me.
Yeah,
Snack.
I know.
Collapse snack.
I know.
Very
I know.
cool.
I know. Okay.
All right, so Lou, we jump to you.
So yeah, Lou will, like Atash, will run over to the door, and close it. Open the pad and beep boop beep.
Beep boop 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 boop. All right, go ahead. Your first action, so complexity 2 on that.
And I guess that's just gonna be computers.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Do
my
it.
luck
Use
has
one.
turned.
Use one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I guess I'll use an advantage.
I feel like it's a lucky night for me, which I think is going to be fun.
I don't like that.
So
Oofta.
actually, since we got a 1 on there, go ahead and just roll me a d4, Jess, and just don't get a 1 in particular.
That makes
Oh, should we just use the? Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can either use the little.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, we're good.
Excellent.
Yeah, you can either do the roll
Excellent.
function in here, or you can scroll over to the little. I like using the little dice guy. It's hidden behind my turn tracker, but up on the bar.
I always forget that's there.
Yeah. No, I love my little bar full of my useful tools. Macros scare me, but my little bar is here for me. All right. So yeah, you go ahead, and there's a moment there where you're like, oh, I got this. I'm just gonna do this, and like sparks come off of it, and you're like, whoa! And then you kind of reassess, the situation and manage to like, okay, slow it down and punch in the code. And similarly to what happened on the right side of the room, you hear that sound as the door gets brought down, and this beast on the other side makes like this crackling electric static sound in rage as you seal it in.
I do want to, before the door seals, I do want to toss a grenade under the door
Whoa!
as it's coming down.
I
Okay.
wish I had one of those.
Do we want to? Because that would be an action too.
Yeah.
So-
Should I have done that before I closed the door?
Probably. Let's say, I'll go ahead and let you do it, but since the door is closing, I'm actually going to increase the difficulty, the complexity. So it would normally be a complexity 3 as your second action, but I'm going to make it complexity 4 to try and sneak that grenade in there real quick as you're closing the door.
Don't miss. Don't let it bounce back.
I know.
What would you like to use? This might be my random danger table.
Oh boy.
I feel like, I mean, melee isn't really throwing things. Athletics, maybe, to kind of like toss it in there.
Yeah, I think to get that sick underhand slide.
Yeah.
Like
see
rolling a bowling ball move, because you're getting it under there.
Yes.
That spin on it.
Dang. I wish I had. Sorry, I really want to roll something that has a higher number to it.
Ah, yes.
I feel that.
The burden of choice.
I believe in you. You can find it.
I mean,
Truly.
melee really would be the only other one that makes sense. But I don't know. Like, it's hard to justify.
You're
throwing
fighting
something
against
as
the door.
melee.
You're fighting
Yeah,
against
is the
time.
door-
Maybe.
I'm fighting time. Melee skill.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess would be sort of like dropping the grenade and like punting it with my foot in.
Yeah.
Is
I
that,
wonder if
like,
it's getting
it-
stuck in the door and you have to punch it through,
Yeah, you have to
right?
punch it through. You have to force
that would
it.
be
Or I would
so
take
bad.
maybe like a social skill, like to stay cool under pressure. I can
Oh.
see, like
So
using it.
presence?
Yeah, if you're,
My highest one.
staying cool while this is happening, I could see the case for that, definitely.
Okay. I'll do presence then.
I don't mean to help you, I guess.
And you said 4, complexity 4.
Complexity 4, since this is going to be very tricky.
You can do it. I believe in you. Yes.
Oh,
There
yes,
you go.
honey.
Nice.
Oh, you are so cool under pressure. What do you look like when you're so cool when you get this? How do you so coolly get this grenade through this tiny little slot right before it closes?
I feel like it's definitely a moment of like they had the plan in their head to like throw the grenade in before closing the door, but they were so concerned with getting that door closed they forgot to throw the grenade in first.
Oh, no.
So it's a very like casual movement of like they press the code, the door is closing, and they're like, hold on, almost like, oh, give me 1 second, door, please, if you wouldn't mind. Like grabbing a grenade, activating it, and just sort of like, for you, my friends.
Love
Toss.
that. Love that. Oh gosh, I
For
love
you.
it.
Hold on to that one.
This is for you, darling. Oh yes. So you throw that grenade in there. What kind of damage does that sweet grenade do?
So that is, let's see, a burst 3.
Okay. So that's the area it covers. I think you're definitely gonna hit this thing.
So
if it doesn't,
It doesn't-
say, then it's
it doesn't
gonna be
say
1.
damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what kind of grenade is it? It might be relevant.
It just says grenade.
Okay, just grenade, not like a plasma grenade. Or let me just double check. These creatures are weird. Let me just check the snap block. Okay. Yeah, so you toss that grenade in there, and the door closes, and at the same time, you hear the boom come from the center of this room here. And you see this little room kind of shakes, with the pressure. The glass, bends out for a moment as it, comes back into place with the pressure here. And, yeah, I mean, the grenade definitely goes off, but you don't hear any kind of response or anything from the creature in the room. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Yes. So I know that obviously there's some sort of remote access point to these doors, which is how they were able to open them in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Lou wants to try to examine it to see if they can figure out how to lock it down so that it can only be opened from this spot.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and that's going to be complexity 4 now, since the last one was modified up from 3. So complexity 4. And what would you like to use to accomplish this task?
Does engineering make sense to try to engineer a way around to lock it down?
Yeah, I think so, because I think you're also probably looking at the circuits and the connections to determine if there is a way to cut off and isolate power here. I can definitely see the case for engineering. So go ahead and roll at complexity 4.
This is definitely not gonna work.
Yeah. All right. So you are looking at this panel and you are trying to figure it out. And honestly, the functions are so basic. And you're looking here and you're just like, you just can't figure it out. And I'm gonna be really mean and just go for broke and take a collapse
do it.
point.
Oh no!
Because you locked me in the
so much.
room.
We've
got
to get out of here.
No, not before my turn. So that's my collapse point. So I'm at 4 collapse points.
Oof.
Very good. And okay, so that brings us to Vam. The doors are closed. All the Olaxis is watching.
Cool. Well, we're gonna do our aerial stunt, and I believe since Ola is a cooperating ally, that I'm not gonna find much resistance when you start feeling us start to push your body. We start from under your hamstring and lift your knee up into the air, and
Ooh.
we kind of tighten around you from your legs, and you lift from the ground, and you're starting this swinging motion. And we're going to use, what is this complexity?
Where are you putting me?
It's your first action, so it's only 2.
Oh, amazing. Then I suppose it'll be athletics
What are you trying
or
to
perform.
Yeah, what are
either
you trying
one.
to do with Ola? Where are you launching them?
Launching them towards the other monster that's I
So
assume.
both the doors are closed right now. So they're both currently closed in the rooms.
Oh, I thought the other one opened.
So they both opened, but Lou shut down the left one, and then Atash shut down the right one.
Okay.
But moving me around the field, still good. I got a big old charge staff. I can really try to short out one of the doors to get us out
Okay,
of
so
here.
where would you like me to take you?
Yeah, I think I would like to go right, if only for the meta reasons of I've looked at the schematics, okay, but look at that weird room over on the right. What's going on there?
What's going on in this room?
I have to know, and so does Ola. So toss me right. Alternatively, toss me to the glass, and we can try to talk to the cultists and the trapped people behind them.
Okay. Then, yeah, in the process of tossing, it starts out with me basically lifting Ola up above me in like a sort of, I don't know, trident mermaid coming from the ocean, waterbender ascending
So beautiful.
kind of move. Yeah.
It's so gorgeous.
We'll do perform.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a
I love
lot
it.
of sense. So you're lifting Ola up to the glass to
Yeah.
talk to them. Okay, all right. Complexity 2 on this.
Do it.
Okay, good. In this beautiful fountain of bugs, lifting up other bugs, this pyramid, if you will, of bugs, just climb up this mountain, and Ola, you are sort of like launched and held up, kind of gently swaying a little bit, as, you do have to adapt to, like, it's not a solid platform you're standing on, but you have definitely been hoisted up to this viewing window. So Vam, anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. I'm just kind of waiting for something to pop out, and if it needs to be attacked or be hacked.
Fair. Okay. So before we get to Ola's turn, I have to spend my collapse points. I'm going to spend all 4.
Oh, no.
All 4 of these points. Because both of my laser beasts, they lost their attacks because moving and then attacking is no longer an option. So I'm going to go ahead and give them both 2 attacks. And we're going to go ahead, and they are not big fans of the people who tried to lock them in this room. So I'm just going to put some little markers here. Blue and, oh no. Oh, ooh, I can do little stars. Okay, we'll do little stars. So that's going to be 2 attacks coming for Atash and 2 attacks coming for Lou from their respective laser beasts.
No.
Not sure how that's happening, but those are my collapse points, but I've spent them all.
That's good,
for
I guess.
now. And Ola, what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm lifted at the top of this, and so I'm more like at eye level with the viewing chamber, even though we're across the way, right? Yeah. I think I'd like to call out in part to all the people listening across Olaxis, but especially to the I assume kind of frightened people behind the daylight cultists in that back area, and try to get.
Yeah, you can definitely see now that you're on the same level. These people are bound and, have been forced to sit next to each other. You see that they're bound together in sort of a line, so, they can be marched in and out of here easily. And they look exhausted and terrified and dirty, like, because they've been here. I mean, it took you, around 14 days to get here. So these people...
Yeah.
Clearly from Ozobny and just very, they look at you sort of blankly.
All right. Well, I would like to, I think I'm going to try to give them a rousing speech of encouragement, basically, that, with our powers combined across Olaxis, we can aid. We can stand on the shoulders, the many shoulders of our allies, and fight against the temptation to be cruel amidst the burn. So I'm just going to give some sort of rousing speech. Let's roll it before I even try to say something, because I could go very badly.
All right, complexity.
So I think the outcome I'm looking for in an ideal world would be, hey, those poor exhausted people are able to help us in some way. But I think at this point, maybe just giving them some hope is sort of what I would aim for.
Yeah.
Or like the ability to sort of act if we can get to them.
Definitely.
A bit better.
Yeah, so let's say complexity 2, since it's your first action here.
Yeah, I think this is a presence.
That makes a lot of sense.
And
nice.
A pass.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you are addressing these people and, giving this speech about like standing together and, at the same time, you're looking at the cameras, that are pointed at your face, but you also see this mass of people behind you. And you do see that some of the faces in that crowd, they kind of like blink, and like, get out of this haze, that they've put themselves in so far. And you see that, a few of them start to kind of focus on you and this like Rornan that's holding you up in this column of bugs and kind of the whole situation here. And they just seem to return to themselves in response to your words. So.
Excellent.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I think these creatures are going to bust out of their cages, apparently. So I'm hearing some rumblings. So maybe for my second action, I just leap off of that column of beautiful Rornan Bam Fam. And I think I'm going to try to go closer to, so where are we on the map? Tokens are scooching around.
I think you're muted, Naseem.
I moved you forward to square you into the edge of the pool.
Thank you. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think, maybe I'll go over by Lou and try to split the party so that when those attacks happen, I can sort of help with whatever is about to go down. So I think I'm going to take a big old flip, and I would like to move my 7 squares that I'm allotted with all my many legs and sort of leap away. So
absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
So somewhere there.
Very cool.
Back into the fray.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for your turn before we get to my turn?
Nope.
Neat. So as we come to my laser beast's turn, you all hear whatever, like the static, weird murmuring of these creatures that aren't quite organic, sort of made of energy. It's this weird amalgamation of noises. Seems to stop all of a sudden from both of them. And there is a strange light that begins to appear around the edges of the door here. And it almost looks like these shocks of like electricity are coming out as you see this rainbow sort of plasma seeps out from between the doors as these beings that are made of pure energy compress their form and squeeze out from that frame to stand fully formed once again in front of you all as they squished their way through these door exits here. And now are going to use... I guess that would be like here. So they can be half plasma. So now they are standing here and they're going to take some attacks against you all. So as this happens here, you just see big shards of this electric energy shoot off of their body and just rocket towards you both here as they are like hitting you with these bolts of light. So you are both going to take... Yes, so they get two bolts here per attack. Oh gosh. Okay. So as you are hit by 1 and then 2 on both sides, you are each going to take 2 points of damage as these kind of whips of plasma are coming off of these things. And as they like strike across your body, they retract back into this moving mass of energy on both sides here. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Awesome? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So let's see. So we're back up to phase 1. which means that I, as the game master, will declare my turns. So I am going to have this laser beast here. Ola is standing there, and Ola looks pretty scary. So I think this laser beast on the left is going to send one attack at Ola and one attack at Lou. And then
Do we get like defense rolls of some kind for hopping out of the way, or?
Oh, so I'm just declaring what they're going to try and do. So
gotcha.
on your turn, you can always use an action to defend. So you could use one to attack, to defend, to do all kinds of other stuff. But those are my declarations for the guy on the left here. And then this laser beast on the right is just, right now it's on the prize Atash. It's going to send both of its attacks at you. So that's my declaration. So we move to phase 2. So all of you converse strategy, if you will.
I really don't want to lose Cotyledon, so I'm going to spend most of my actions just trying to avoid these attacks because I've only got 1 health level left before Cotyledon is destroyed.
That makes sense. Let's see here. I would really like one of these escape doors to be open at some point, but I'm not quite sure how to
What
do
I'm
it.
thinking of doing is making my way towards one of those doors and just devouring a little bit of metal and
Nice.
opening up a hole so that I can crawl through and open it up on the other side, hopefully. Yeah, I'll try to, like, I don't know, pew pew on my way over. See if it does anything to these laser beasts.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to be able to follow us, so getting out is great, but I think ultimately we are going to have to defeat them.
I think Naseem's plan to airlock them is the way to go. Like if we can figure out a way to shoot these out of the airlock, because unless since they're created from the, what is the name of the person that the Daylighters worship?
Gulmak.
What is it?
Gulmak.
Gulmak.
Yeah.
So if they're created from Gulmak and also that's what the Daylighters worship, I don't know if we'd be able to kite them and get them to attack the Daylighters. So I feel like really, and I don't know that we'd be able to do that without endangering the hostages. So I feel like our best bet is probably to try to shoot them out of the airlock if we can. Or to trap them somewhere else, but that would be really difficult since they are just beings of energy and can get through anything.
Yeah. So that means then I need to make my way to a better source of control because Atash already investigated that I can't really do that from where we are. Mm-hmm. So I would just have to abandon you guys to go and find a control room.
I think actually that might be the best bet. If you go one direction looking for a control room and we can keep their attention on us and try to go a different direction to give you space to figure stuff out. Yeah. How does everyone else feel about that?
Yeah. I mean,
go fast, Fam.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of health levels, but
almost none. I think we're all about to die.
We might all
remember,
die here.
we take conditions. Cotyledon, my body will be destroyed, but then we each take conditions as we lose our 3 health levels.
So I do want to say, as a point of clarification, I was trying to express that you can't hack into the entire ship and control it from this point, but there are panels for these specific doors here that you could probably hack into for the airlock doors. But you will not be able to go further than only this panel will control this door in particular. Going to a control room is the way to control the whole ship. But you do have a way to potentially jam them here.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we would be exposed to opening
the
airlock.
True.
So
yeah.
It still doesn't really feel like there's much choice. I gotta go find a control room.
Well, I mean, either way, some of us are going to end up exposed because the only way to keep these creatures in this room is for us to also stay in this room.
Be in this room. Yeah, more and more I'm thinking we just need to try and, at least while Vam is going, to try and find ways. I don't know.
I have an idea, which is that basically I would imagine if there's a way to control these airlocks, you could probably control both sets from this front area. So if we can get both of them together and Vam can hack into it to open it, Lou can lead them through, like go into this room and have them follow Lou in. And Vam can close the door behind Lou. And then Lou can use a raindrop to try to get into one of these side rooms while Vam opens the other airlock from this side. It is incredibly dangerous and might not work, and it might spell death for Lou, not Raindrop. Raindrop will survive.
Right.
Celeste, I'm looking at you right now. Because I don't trust you near familiars, as you well know.
Oh my gosh, your GM said come on the show and cause chaos. That wasn't me, that was Kat. Just stating for the record. But
You're the one who did the damage,
I
is all I'm
guess
saying.
technically, yes. Oh, look, here I am again with fire powers. Whoa, it's the burn.
Anyway, how about...
You know what, you can do anything. Y'all are heroes in this game.
So how does that plan sound to everyone? Is that we try to get both creatures over here, distracting them from Vam while Vam hacks, and then get them to chase Lou into here. It's going to be real difficult and very dangerous.
I love it.
We can do it. Let's go for it.
All right, so with this plan in mind, what is the order that we want to move in?
I think Vam... Sorry, go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
going
This
to
was
say
your...
the same thing, I think,
good.
but Vam has to go first, I think, to try to open that door.
Okay.
Yeah, because if that doesn't work, or if Vam isn't able to get it open for any reason, then I think we just got to go ham on these things and hope they can take damage with normal weapons.
For sure. Then is there a control panel right about here? Or here? Okay.
Yeah, so on like the corners on either side here.
Then we're gonna mosey on over.
Okay. Was it just Vam? And then any other preferences about order?
Well, I guess Lou should
go next.
Well, no, I guess it doesn't. I mean, I guess Lou, if you want to go last, and the rest of us can try and get their attention and then move towards the door, and then you'll be the last one to go through. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah, because we want to make sure that their attention is on the both of you, that they're going to move in first and see Lou go up through that door. I think that makes sense. This plan was very convoluted.
I think I follow though, and I think that is the best way to do it. So between Ola and me, it doesn't matter. Do you want to go?
I'll go first.
Okay, great.
Go, I guess, second.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So, Vam, go for it. Run to that panel.
Yeah, we're gonna use computers first to make our way inside it. Hack the system first of this door.
Okay. So go ahead and move your token back over there.
Oh, true. Hut.
All right. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Only complexity 2, since this is your first action. And so basically you're trying to hack into this panel to get control of the doors, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do it. Complexity 2. Nice. All right. So you are looking at this panel, and you see that these panels in particular are a little bit more involved than the ones on the side door, because you do have those alarm features and the safety protocols and everything that are built in. So that just gives you a really easy end. You're like, oh, cool, there's a program that I can, override.
Yay.
And so, you, as you hack into this, you hear the sirens going off on either side. The boop, boop, boop. Caution, please step away from the doors. Boop, 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 as you go ahead and, override the controls here. So you are in, and you feel like you could raise or lower the doors as you will. So are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm raising this first door here.
Okay.
This guy.
Yeah.
Don't know how long to hold the click for.
Yeah. So I'll give you one lower on just this action. So it's built in, you activate it, and you bring it down, and you hear the Doc approaching, beware, step away. Whoop. Anything else for your turn?
Herd them in here.
Okay. All right. And then we go ahead and we move to Ola.
All right. So Ola spent a lot of time with a lot of weird creatures in his days. And so I would like to try to, as I've watched them move, I think I'm trying to think about them like an animal, right? They growl. They didn't like being confined up there. They clearly have motives. And so I'm going to try to use empathy to behave in a way that will help lure them. Either maybe use the plasma end of my charge staff to kind of catch them if they're light interested. So maybe this requires a roll first to find out what would entice them and then try to enact it. Up to you.
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and start off with an initial roll to be like, what is this thing? Like, let me understand what it is. So let's go ahead and start with that at complexity 2. And what would you like to use to kind of determine their nature? What might pull them or attract them?
Yeah, I think could I actually, do you think knowledge might work? Is there something like similar that it's jogged in my memory of something that I've seen in the past?
Yeah, I think you can maybe even, you're looking at these things and trying to figure out what exactly they are in relation to the burn. Oh yeah. So you are thinking about what these are, what these might be, because they're so strange. And now that you're in the room with them, and I think you do recall that, when the burn was first like a phenomenon, that everyone was dealing with, there were a great deal of experiments that went on to try and figure out what exactly the burn was and how, if it could be destroyed. And you do recall hearing about some experiments where people basically just went up to the burn and kind of fired weapons into it just to see what would happen. And instead of the expected results, most weapons just disappeared or dissipated. But firing lasers into the burn actually caused this strange phenomenon where pieces of it would actually break off of it, and they sort of took on like a sentience or a semblance of their own sort of movement. So, I mean, you're looking at these creatures that look remarkably like the burn, and you're like, maybe this is something that they're doing out here, as the daylight cult, if they shoot lasers into the burn to make these creatures. So you might be dealing with these things are the piece of the raw chaos of the destruction that is consuming your galaxy right here.
Perfect. In that case, let's see. I think I have a laser pistol. They're lasers. I do.
Yeah,
so,
you think you do definitely remember something about how they are attracted to light. Is something because it's part of what they are. So
excellent. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna roll. I'm going to hope to use my laser pistol, which is in the space station and highly dangerous. It's fine. And I'm going to try to use my empathy skill now to take what I've seen of their behavior and use the light in a way that either sort of scoots them ahead if they don't like it, but it sounds like they are interested in light, and so I'm going to shoot where I want this one to go and try to catch its attention.
Very cool. Love your laser pointer catting this
I
thing.
am definitely laser pointer with a pistol. Not good.
All right, complexity 3. You do it, and it's your part of you, I think, is like, there's no way. There's no way
right?
But you go ahead and you kind of shoot that pistol off just into that white airlock. And you see, it's like almost reflected dazzlingly against all the white surfaces in that room in particular. And you see instantly this beast, that was squaring off, preparing to chomp Lou, is just drawn to the source of the laser. And you hear this low kind of, it's almost like purring sound that comes from this creature as it sees the light. And you see, it kind of grows like these weird appendages again. It looks like it's totally not focused on Lou anymore and is absolutely all about trailing off after your laser blast.
And that is, I'm going to take maybe a few steps back to get out of its way, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not taking any more actions, so no more collapse points for you. Okay, Celeste?
Amen.
But I love
Amen.
it. But I love it. Sweet. So you step back, and I think, Lou, you can also, everyone can kind of clearly see this happening on this side of the room, that this thing is like all about that laser light. All right, and we move with that to Atash. I don't think you
okay,
saw that, unfortunately, because you're duking it out with this thing over here. But
Sure. But I do notice, I imagine that the door is open at the very least. At least I heard.
Oh yeah,
behind me,
definitely.
So, okay.
And you hear still the caution, the lights like, please step away from the door. Beep, beep, going off.
So I need to, as far as I am aware, I need to not get hit by it, and I need to get its attention on Lou, who's gonna run in there. So, blessings. I'm gonna run towards Lou / the door. I'm gonna run sort of straight towards Lou.
Okay.
And then like at the last moment, I'm gonna step to the side a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while I'm going, I guess I'm going to. I need 2 separate actions for the 2 separate attacks that are coming to me. Is that correct? Or do I just need to dodge the attacks?
You just need to dodge the attacks. So
Oh,
since
great.
it's actually
Even
all built
better.
into one technical attack, so if you can dodge, it's just 1.
Oh, that's such good news. Okay, so then I'm going to, as I run over there, I'm going to sort of make a big show of like making myself very big and being very sort of noticeable, and then at the last moment, and tasty, and then as I sort of step to the side, I'm really gonna use like I'm gonna, tiny little buds appear at the end of my fingers and everything to sort of take that attention and just, stage craft it over to Lou as I just sort of step to the side, just so it's a very natural thing. As long as this thing keeps its line of sight going and follows me, because I'm so magnetic, and I'm suaving, I'm presencing.
I would accept either, as you're doing this sort of movement piece and throwing it over to Lou.
It's lovely.
So
let's do suave. It feels like a bit of a hat on a hat with this, but you know what? I screwed up last round, so let's do it right this time. All right, let's see. Okay, great.
Aha! You've done it.
Have done it.
All right, so yeah, you make this deft move where you move, and it's sort of a run and like an exont from the situation. And
exont.
These creatures don't really have eyes, but you can feel its attention following you, across the room as you sort of duck out of its view. So it's definitely now looking at the other laser beast and the rest of your party. You're not sure if it's sold on what to do yet. Would you like to take another action?
I really want to put a health shield in because I'm real nervous about this body. So once again, this time I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to, I know where the power cell goes. I'm going to try stealth again. I'm just going to very quietly, like things are going well. I'm just going to stick that power cell.
Yeah, it's like when you're
there.
like, oh no, Bear, I'm not grabbing the mace. Nope. It's
sure I'm not.
Fine.
It's totally
fine.
Fine.
Yep.
Hell
hey, yes it is.
Okay, great. I'm done. Get away. I don't want any more. Go.
I like the idea that it's like the plasma cell has light, and we know they're attracted to the light, so you have to sneak it in.
You're like cupping it like, nope. Close that battery pack.
Nope.
And you
it's
do.
Like I have it, like, what is it? Soldiers that like cup their cigarettes because they don't want to have the light for the enemy snipers. Like it's that, but a power cell.
Sneak it in there, battery pack. And you jam that in, and you feel that comforting feeling, that little just change in air pressure around you that indicates your shield is currently active, and you're like, anything else for your turn?
No.
No, can't. Fine. Okay. Lou, we come to you.
Okay. So it seems like both laser beasts are at least like looking toward the center area, right?
So this laser beast over here is definitely focused on you all as a group at this moment.
Okay.
This laser beast here is clearly going to go and run into this room to follow that laser blast.
Okay. And Lou definitely saw Ola's move and how Ola got its attention.
Oh yeah.
So Lou is going to grab their torch rod, which is, I mean, just essentially a torch, like a bright torch, and try to use that since they know that this one was attracted to light. They're just going to try to do the same thing with the other one. Move. I guess go all the way in, waving the torch.
Olympic style.
Yeah. Sort of like making very, like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park style, just those really like big, obvious movements of like, look here.
Yeah, look at me, yeah.
Would it be reasonable to use a melee roll for that? As that just very big, like, hey, look at this. Look at how much I'm moving this torch.
I mean, I think, if you do a lot of karate, that will definitely get anyone's attention. So, I can see melee being justified as a karate attention grabber. So go ahead. Let's do it. Complexity 2. Maybe you can throw in like a sick combat roll, or not so sick, because that's
okay,
a
well, I'm going to use one of our advantages.
Yeah, go.
Yes. Yeah. So just re-roll, that 1d4. Oh. Wait, D10, yeah.
D10, yeah.
Yes, so, okay. So you stumble a little bit, but you're good as you manage to pass through, and you're spinning and being real big and firing off your laser pistol, and you definitely manage to attract the attention of this one over here, who sees that its buddy is also gonna, like, run after you into this super fun laser room. So they are so there, and about to come after you on their turn.
Okay, so I still have this torch rod, and I think what I want to do is I'm worried about pushing this too far and having them like come in and realize the trap before we can react. So I want to keep them in here with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think, how much did I move?
I think it was about 25.
Yeah. So I need to roll to move more, right?
Correct.
Okay. So first, I think what I want to do is just plant my torch rod like right here.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
Would I need to roll for that just to like set it down?
No, you can just toss it there.
Okay. And then next, Lou just wants to move a little bit farther away. So like closer to the wall that they're going to try to escape through, basically.
Okay.
But they are worried about leaving the room just yet in case they need to like keep their attention here.
Also, you get the sense that they're pretty focused on the lights, and especially if you leave like a big old burning like flashlight there. If you're okay with like giving that up, you're pretty sure you could probably safely exit on this turn, and they'll.
Well, they also get a turn before we'd be able to close the door, right?
Yes. So basically, they'll run into that space there, and then that'll be their turn. You all haven't given me any collapse points, so they really just have a movement left.
Okay, good. In that case, yeah, Lou will just run this way to have Raindrop phase them through the wall.
Okay. All right. So complexity 3 to go ahead and get that extra movement. So what are you using to make this? Have you jumped with Raindrop before, or is this brand new?
I think this is brand new. They probably like tried it. They tried to like coax Raindrop into doing it when they first got them, and like all that time they spent together on the ship.
Yeah.
But it was also sort of like Raindrop's not really interested.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually like really the first time.
Oh yeah.
And I guess I would do deceive because I want to make sure their attention is kept on that light.
Yeah.
While they run.
Yep, hide and seek with them. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Complexity 3.
Whew.
Nice.
All right. So you manage to do it as you run into the room, and you hear them like running after you, making again these like vibrating thrumming sounds. You kind of toss down your flashlight, and they do move in, and they're gonna flank on either side. And right as they cross that threshold there, you can jump and you kind of like squish Raindrop, who lets out this sort of like sound. And right as you get to the wall, you're like moving towards it. And you're like, oh my god. And just at the last minute, you feel this like breeze of cool air come over you, and it's a flash in a blink. You're on the other side, once stuck in this room here, and Raindrop sort of lets out like a sneezing sound.
I promise never to try and put you in the cryo chamber again, Raindrop. Sorry about that.
I promise. So I'm going to move forward in time as we go out of combat here. And so both these beasts are like hyper focused now on this flashlight. You see them just like pulsing and moving around here. And Vam, you are able to go ahead and, boop the control panel once again. And you hear that final step away from the like as the sucking sound, like as this siphon opens up into space, but there is no ship there. And you hear nothing but the roar of air being forced out of the chamber, as these things, Lou, you can see on the actual windows here, are just blown out into the vacuum of space. And with that, the door closes on the other side and the emergency signals stop. And you hear just sort of clamoring happening over the loudspeakers, almost like somebody's accidentally pressing a button. And a lot of people you can see now looking up at the view screen. Oppo has like stood up, she's like shoved cameras off to the side, and they are trying to move the prisoners now out of this room as the situation has just gotten so much worse for everyone. So as the last moments of this, where are you going here? We only have about 9 minutes left, so in this quick decision, you know that these people are now up. They know that you are here on the ship. So what is going to be the play, gang?
I mean, it's get to them, right? So, and our options, I think, are left, right, or try and smash through the glass, I guess. Which obviously is the most direct, but also, space glass, who's to say?
Yeah, it does look like pretty thick glass, and it's also up on a second story, so it would definitely be very hard to get to.
So left or right's probably better. Well, Ola, you wanted to see that room on the right, right?
I do. What's going on in there? I need to know. And it's nearer Wanda, so we'd be sort of clearing out the area for our escape route.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you do expect that Wanda is going to be up here in the right section.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you all want to move out and move towards this section here?
Well, can we tell which direction it seems like they're getting ready to move the hostages in?
Honestly, it looks like pure chaos up there at that point. So you could stay in the room and observe them and take the time to do that. Or you can make a guess and get a lead. So I'll leave that choice up to you.
Lou really wants to stay with the hostages. And right now they're like in this separate room, kind of on their own, where no one, I think, can actually really see them.
Yeah.
So Lou is actually going to spend a Nova point and turn invisible.
Whoa!
Yes. What?
Which only works when they're not moving, unfortunately. So they're going to basically like hug this wall to like come out and just sort of like peek out this door so they can keep an eye on everything, but they're only invisible as long as they're not moving. So they are going to stay here and whisper to the Warnan in their hair, like, hey, I'm here, I'm invisible, like, you go do that thing, and I'm gonna stay and see where they take the prisoners, and I'll do this I'll talk to my hair to communicate at you.
Brilliant.
Very well.
I love that. Yes.
Very cool. All right. So you hear that. So are the rest of you booking it off towards this right side?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you all form up in this big cluster and, kind of make a mad dash here. And I'll say, Vam, you managed to figure out the panels since you've been busting them open so far. So you bring down the locks on this door. And you see here this kind of wide open, almost warehouse looking space that has several doors that lead off in different directions. in front of you. And you can tell that at probably the very, very end of this hallway is where you are going to enter in that larger cargo bay. You can see that the doors are very large. So maybe like big ships or ship parts could be brought in and out of this sort of garage door looking.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll make my way over to that door and work on hacking that guy open.
Okay.
guess that
Ola and
leaves the-
Natasha, what are you?
I guess that leaves the two of us to head in the direction of where the hostages currently are. I mean, we know they're
Right.
sort of down this way-ish. So we should probably head at first. I know it's not the room you want to check out. We can try and go out that way.
No, the
but
hostages are more important.
Yeah, I
Let's
do
go to
think
the
we have to go down here
hostages.
first.
All right. Sweet. So you begin to, make your way down. So you're heading into 5?
I think. Oh, I was thinking into this
Oh,
little non-numbered room that because I would just go straight down,
Yeah.
knowing where the where the room was from the other room.
Yeah, so you get into this like tiny little room here, and you do see that this door on the left side is sealed up.
I sure do. Well, no, I guess I don't wish I had one of Lou's grenades. That would be bad. There are hostages.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I don't know. I look at Ola like, huh?
I think that, engineering and computers are noble arts and I respect them. But my path has taken me a different way. And so I think I'm just going to take this charge staff and it's got plasma, it's sort of magic suffused in it, but it needs to power up before it can kind of act. And so I think what it is sort of a whirling, hit the door a bunch of times or sort of hit a weak point in it. And it basically does more damage after I've done it a couple of times. So there's particular mechanics that happen during combat. We're not exactly during combat, so maybe it's just a skill roll to get it to just bust open through this door.
Yeah, go ahead and make me, let's see, because it's a pretty thick door that's, looking real tough. So let's go ahead and make this a complexity 3. Are you trying to burn through the door or like kind of jam the panels and like...
Yeah, you're saying the door looks really thick, so maybe it's kind of short out the panels and just wreck its kind of system and hope that lets us get in.
All right, let's do complexity 3 then for that.
Okay, I think that's a melee. So let's
All
try
right.
it.
Oof.
So,
sometimes everything looks like a nail when you have a hammer, but it isn't a
it
nail.
isn't.
So
And what's fun is we're out of combat, so we can't use advantages.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
just fail. That's
As you, Atash, watch Ola, swing this charged staff around and is very, very cool and overcharged with energy. As Ola goes and, brings this charged staff into the door, all of a sudden you see this, orange, strange alien rune appears on the side of the door here, and it flares with almost a white-hot intensity as this explosion of fire that has been placed on this door just blasts into Ola, and you can see their carapace becomes charred with just the intense amount of heat that washes over them as you see Ola collapses onto the ground. They were larger than you, so they really consumed the burst of that fire, but they are downed by this.
Burns. Oh, burn.
Oh no.
Oh, burn. And that's where we're going to end today's game. Oh no!
What a turn of events.
Oh my
Truly.
gosh. Oh, things are getting wild here on the Inferna. Everything's on fire. There are laser beasts now swimming in space. It's a mess. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, everybody's yelling in chat. Yep, I'm yelling too on the inside. It's not the smile, I promise. Thank you all, everybody, so much for being here. If you enjoy this stream, please do tell everyone you know that you think might like it to come and check this out. We have 3 more weeks where you can find us right here at the very same time on Thursdays, watching us live. And, of course, you can also check out the Roll20 YouTube page where all of our episodes are posted usually the day after. I usually get them up around noon, 1 p.m. Pacific time. So you can find the whole catalog there. Please do tell people to check this out. This is a brand new game, so we are, doing the work to let folks know that Burn Bryte is an awesome system that people should check out. I have definitely fallen in love with science fantasy largely because of this game, so it would delight me to no end if you would get out there and tell people about it. To do that, once again, my name is Celeste Konowich. You can find me on Twitter at @ckonowich, so please tweet at me and tell me how much you and your friends are enjoying Burn Bryte, because that would make my day glow. Sorry, that was terrible. Let's go around. Okay. And who are the rest of you? Where can they find you in the world?
So I'm Darcy. So you can find me at Darcy L. Ross, most places on the internet. By day, I'm working as a community relations coordinator for Monte Cook Games. Very fun, good science fantasy goodness. By night, I'm indulging in my love of snails and other RPGs and all kinds of good weirdness. So please come find me, and thank you so much for joining us here. This was an amazing session.
Yes, so good. I'm so nervous. I really don't want to lose Coddle Eden. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. You might know me as DM Jazzy Hands, and I played Atash tonight. You can find me on the Twitters at DM Jazzy Hands. I'm the Dungeon Master and producer of one of 3 actual play podcasts for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. It's called The Last Refuge. You can check us out at DND Last Refuge. New episodes every Wednesday, and we are... oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a thing that I absolutely should not do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we just had our 3rd anniversary, and we're getting ready to have an actual celebration, like a month late, whatever, it's fine. We're gonna be doing a bunch of giveaways. We've got a whole bunch of cool stuff, and I just received one of the giveaway items today. So you all will see for the very first time one of our, and I'm just gonna flash it very quickly, but one of our beautiful giveaway items. Okay, that's all you get. So yeah, you should follow us on Twitter and check out the podcast. And when we announce giveaway details, you can maybe win that beautiful thing.
Shiny thing.
That's shiny. Other than that, I do stream here on Twitch video games a few days a week. You can check me out at twitch.tv/DMJazzyhands. And all the stuff that you can find me doing is all on my website, eugeniovargas.com.
Heck yeah.
I'm Jess. You can find me on Twitter at WriteJessR. You can find all of the stuff that I do on my website, writejess.com. You can find all of my DM's Guild adventures by searching my name, Jessica Ross, and that's all on my website as well. And I play on the D&D Actual Play podcast, D20 Dames. Episodes go out every other Tuesday. We just had an episode go up this past Tuesday. We are getting very close to the season finale. Things are heating up.
Fire jokes.
Yeah, fire jokes. Celeste.
I'm sorry, I know.
If you want to get caught up on D20 Dames, the reason I give Celeste so much grief is because she was a guest on an episode.
Definitely earned
and
it.
Did a lot to break the trust of the players. And no, I mean, we all love her, but also we will never forgive her. So just keep that in mind.
It's my legacy. I'm proud.
But yeah, you can find all the stuff I do on my website, writejess.com.
Hey there, I'm Naseem. I was your Roranan Vam, and when I'm not, I'm Nazgul on social media, and if you want to follow me, do it there. I'm also on the Venture Maidens podcast with Celeste that streams here on Twitch every Wednesday night, and I also do a video game Let's Play Sunday morning.
Yeah. So please do follow all of these wonderful people. They light up my life, and following them on all the social platforms will light up yours as well. Another fire joke. Bazinga! So thank you all for joining us for this episode. Cannot wait to see you next week. Thank you everybody so much who donated to Code 2040. We'll be back with that charity again next week, so tell your friends to get in here and win a copy of Burn Bryte. Thank you so much to Roll20 for having us, and I think that's it. So until next time, blast off!
Blast off!
Blast off, everybody! Go to space! Goodbye!